Today's lecture is on equivalent spring stiffness. See, this is the one of the model for the rail runner. Here you can observe on this rail runner, these springs are there. You can observe the springs are there. These are springs are used for the suspension. Okay. So, but what will happen when the number of springs are there? Many applications are there where number of springs will be there. How to find out the equivalent spring stiffness? To calculate the equation, and we require this. How to calculate this equivalent spring stiffness? For this is one of the example to show you application. Okay, so we'll study in this video regarding the equivalent spring stiffness. So learning outcomes of this equivalent spring stiffness video. After completion of this video, you are going to understand the equivalent spring stiffness, what is the meaning. Find out the equivalent spring stiffness when springs in series or parallel. Find out the equivalent torsional system stiffness when the system torsional force is there, and how to find out in that case stiffness when they are in series and parallel. How to find out you are able to find out the equivalent dampers in series and parallel. Friends, see one by one. The sum vibrating system. See, already we have observed one example, application of example. Mechanical vibration or any vibrating system, they have more than one spring in the system. In that case, what we'll do, various practical examples have combination of springs. While analyzing, we have to find the spring equivalent stiffness, okay, of that system. So this combination can be either in series, or this is the example for the series, or this is the diagram for the series. Spring, this one spring, this one 2, and the stiffness for the spring 1 may be K1, K2 different, or this spring with the same stiffness or the different stiffness with the mass M. And the second case, the spring in the parallel. In this case, see, this is the parallel system. This is parallelly attached to the mass. Okay, this is connected at one point, and this mass is attached here. That spring having stiffness, different stiffness or same stiffness, but we have to find out here equivalent stiffness. When the two stiffness are there, then it is not able to calculate, consider the equation. We have to just the dynamic system we have to convert into static system. Okay, so then we are able to create an equation. Mathematical equation are easier. Create an equation for that system. So that is one of the method to find out this equivalent spring stiffness. Why this equivalent spring stiffness is required, and the various types. The springs in series, we'll see this diagram in detail. Here in this case, suppose this physical system is the two rods with various different diameter. Okay, here what we have to find out? We have to find out its equivalent spring stiffness. Its stiffness we can calculate. We know the formula is AE by L1. For this part 1, A1 E1 by L1 is equal to K1. This is the stiffness we can calculate by watch the video related to this torsional or the longitudinal vibration. Okay, for this detail, how to get the values. Okay, so this mg is its weight. Okay, see, this physical system is there. It is represented mathematically model in figure B with this part spring stiffness. This K1 is written here and K2 is written here. What will happen in this case? The weight is a mathematical model here. Due to this weight, the spring will get deflect with static deflection delta 1 mg k1. Similarly, spring K2 will also deflect delta 2 mg by K2. But what we have to find out? Equivalent spring stiffness. In this case, K equivalent is equal to represented delta ST. Only for your understanding purpose. This equivalent system is the last is representation for this rod in the simplest form. Okay, but how it is happen? See, actual physical system as shown in figure A can be mathematically modeled as shown in figure B. And this mathematical model can now be replaced by an equivalent spring stiffness K equivalent as shown in figure C. So for this two system to be equivalent, the total static deflection delta of the physical body of the equivalent springs are delta 1 and delta 2. For a given load, whatever the load is given, and that must be same. This condition is very important here. This load must be same. For this one load is same. So what is the condition? The load is equal to that delta ST will be the addition due to this load. Here delta 1 delta 2 addition of this deflection will be there. The delta ST is equal to delta 1 plus delta 2. Delta 1 we know mg by k1 and mg by k2, and this delta ST is K equivalent is equal to mg by K equivalent. So lastly we will get this equation 1 by K equivalent is equal to 1 by K1 plus 1 by K2. So friend, thus the spring in series, when springs are in series, the reciprocal of equivalent stiffness K equivalent is equal to the sum of the reciprocal of the stiffness in individual springs, 1 by K1 plus 1 by K2. If number of springs are in series, then we can add here directly and we can solve that equation by putting the values. We can calculate the K equivalent. Friend, this is the springs in series. Now we'll see the torsional system. The torsional system, see, this is the rotor. Here rotor 1, this is the shaft. The angle of twist for this theta 1, angle of twist is theta 2. In this case, the KT1, as it is a torsional system, this stiffness for this part is KT1 and here is the KT2. Its equivalent is KT equivalent. Okay, the total angle theta we have to consider is equal to theta 1 plus theta 2, like in delta. Similarly, what will happen? This considering the above this diagram, in this case, it is seen that the springs are in series. It is considered as spring, and they are in series. Then it is K equivalent. So the torsional deflection of individual elements are added up to get the torsional deflection total at body or physical system. The K 1 by K T equivalent is equal to 1 by KT1, 1 by KT2. So this is for the torsional system. Okay. So friend, this is the KT. We can find out by using this formula. We know this MT by theta. For the individual, we can calculate the by using this one. And this KT unit is Newton meter per radian. This is equation 2 and equation 3. Similarly, for springs in parallel, in this case, the total load is supported is equal to the sum of the loads carried by the individual springs. Okay. So what will happen here? The K1 is K1, E1, L1. These are the two springs rod. Okay, these are the two rods here, and the mass is attached, and due to this weight of this mass, it will be the mg. The physical system, figure A, that will show this system actually, and this stiffness of this rod K1 and K2. You can calculate by using this A1 into A1 E2 by L2, that value of K2. So this physical system is represented here mathematical model. That K1, K2, this as a spring. Okay, and what will happen here in this case? The mg1, m1g, m2g, these two will be get added. Here mg is nothing distributed here and here in both the springs. Or the same parallelly attached springs can be represented like this also. This is a different type of the mathematical model represented. Here mg is the main weight. This mg is represented here, and this k1 is drawn here, and k2 is drawn here. Like this diagram is given, the both meaning is same problem is there, and this last k equivalent for both the system or this physical system. This is the simplest form of this system, physical system into the equivalent system, k equivalent, and this is the mg, total weight is attached. So friend, what we learn here, we let m1g and m2g be the force supported by the two springs respectively. Okay, this m1g plus m2g is equal to mg. From this diagram will be clear, this mg is distributed here, m1g and m2g is added. Okay, and next the total deflection of the system will be delta st. Here this k equivalent is also deflected delta st, and which is equal to mg upon k equivalent, and m1 g upon k and m2 g upon k2. This deflection is same for these two, both the swing deflection is the same. That's why it's shown. So here, what will happen then? This addition of this m1g is what? K1. M1g is what? K1. M2g is K2. So M1g means K1 plus K2 is equal to K. Mg is what? This K equivalent. So K1 plus K2, K equivalent. So friends, here the same thing is given to you. Mg. Okay, this is the equation for this K equivalent, and this is the for this spring 1, and this equation C for this K2. So substituting value of ABC in equation 4, last equation, we get what? K equivalent delta st. This delta st means what? That is similar to the every case. So we can cut it this same value delta st, and lastly we have this equation K equivalent is equal to K1 plus K2. In which case, for the spring in parallel, this is the parallel system. So therefore, the spring in parallel, what will happen? The equivalent system stiffness or the individual springs. Okay. Therefore, this parallel system, this equivalent stiffness is for the individual spring. And the addition of this spring. Okay. And the torsional system is represented. In this case, the springs in parallel. Similar case for the torsional also. Here the two shafts are there with the angle of twist by using this rotor. Rotor is rotating with this KT1 and KT2 are their stiffness. Okay. This formula already we have studied. System is represented here, equivalent system, the single rod with the rotor 1, the KT equivalent, and we can similarly in spring in series or spring in parallel. According to parallel, this will be come under the spring in parallel, like the torsional system in parallel system. So KT1 plus KT2, do it, and we can find out the equivalent torque. Hence, the torsional system would be considered in parallel. It absolutely torsional deflection of each individual spring is equal to the torsion deflection of the system. See, this is the torsion deflection of system, and torsional deflection of individual is added. We'll get the equivalent torsional deflection. Using this concept discussed above, the arrangement shown in the figure would have an equivalent stiffness, that is K equivalent is equal to KT1 plus KT2. Hence, friends, this similar way, the equivalent damper systems, the dampers C1, C2 in the damping vibration or damp vibration, dampers are there. Here only dampers are shown to you, and it is a force applied and with the displacement continuously. X is there, excitation force, and what will happen? The X in this case, X is there, but C1, the damping coefficient. Due to this, here displacement is x1, and here C2 displacement is x2. The mathematical model and its equivalent system is represented. C equivalent is equal to CQ, and this is the equivalent system shown. And what will happen if the system is subjected to an axial force load F? F is equal to C1 x1 dot. Okay, this is the formula we know. Similarly, this F is same to this C2, and similarly here F is equivalent C equivalent. So what will happen then in this case? This x1 dot or F is equal to x dot, here x dot. This C1 C2 C equivalent, when it is same, it will get cancelled. Or we can also formulate this equation like this: the x1 dot x1 is equal to x1 dot plus x2, that is represented here F by CQ, F by C1, F by C2. In this case, F is the same, so it will get cancelled. So what will end? The last equation, 1 by CQ is equal to 1 by C1, 1 by C2. When these dampers are in series, this is not spring. Like this is a case similar to the spring, but dampers are in series. Similarly, when the dampers are in parallel, like in spring, so see, this is a case where dampers are in parallel condition. F is applied here. Similarly, what will happen? This F is equal to C1 x dot plus C2 x dot. C1 plus C2 is equal to x dot, because x is the same. In both the case, x is the same. The equivalent